For today, the planet's literally right there, and they're doing chemtrails in circles around it.
This is Sister Christy Rivera. I love her. She's so real and raw, you know. Anyway, you guys should check her out. Here. She's talking about that big planet that's red out there. And hold on. Okay. As weird as it sounds, and I don't care how it sounds because it's the truth, I've seen it. I've seen it. I have seen it. The first time I saw it, guys, I've seen it 3 times. But the first time I saw it, it was huge. It was huge, huge. I mean, it was like, what? That's a big planet next to this planet feeling. You know? It was red. It was not just red. It was like burnt umber, but translucent, kind of hazy. I mean, it was right there. But the day or 2 before that, it was the day that I saw this, that I was driving and the clouds to my left, like there's this spot on the highway where we live. It's the way it turns, it's like, I don't know, it looked like it was that much closer to the sky. The ceiling, as I want to say it, was so close. That moment, it wasn't even the day, it was just that moment. The clouds were right there. It was like I could touch it. And it wasn't just 3D. It was like 4, 5, 6, 7Ds. It was just like, what is happening? Yeah, but a couple days after that was the first time I saw that big, huge planet. I thought it was the sun, honestly, but it was too, like, orangey red. It was burnt sienna. Yeah, like when you oil down burnt sienna, just put a little bit extra oil in it, and it's just kind of like, I'm talking about oil paints, guys. That color, burnt sienna. Yeah, it was that color, and it was huge. It was right there. And the second time I saw it, it was literally my husband and I were driving, and it was right there. It was like I was telling him, it was so huge. It was behind us, and I was looking at. I turned around and looking at the back, right? I mean the what do you call it? The window of the car, and it was huge orange. It wasn't yellow. It was orangey burnt sienna, but it wasn't like filling the whole horizon like the first time. It was like, it was just huge right there. It wasn't touching the horizon, but it was huge. And then I turned around and I told my husband, and it was regular size again when yeah. The third time I saw it, I was driving with my husband again. He was driving, and I was in the obviously passenger seat. And I was like telling him to look, oh my gosh, look, that big orange planet thing, or whatever that is. It was there again. And I was telling him to look to his left, look to your left, look to your left. And he couldn't, because he was driving. And he just couldn't, like, you know, find it in his, you know, vision. Like he was like, it was blocked from him. It was odd because it was right there and he wasn't seeing it. And he finally we got off on that side of the road that it wasn't too traffic, and he looked and it wasn't there anymore. It was behind us, and you couldn't see it anymore in the horizon. Like it was, yeah, I don't know, yeah, it was, yeah, it was weird, but that seems to be happening. But the cool part is that the same day my sister called me. She said she saw it for the first time, and she said she had to pull over because she freaked out too much. She was driving on the way home from work, and it was literally, she said, it was right in front of her, and it scared her so much that she literally had to pull over on the side of the highway. Yeah, so that's real. Anyway, okay, let's read 1 Corinthians chapter 14. I'm using the Berean literal Bible in the, what is it called? In the Bible Hub. 1 Corinthians chapter 14. Earnestly pursue love and earnestly desire spiritual gifts, and especially that you might prophesy. For the one speaking in a tongue speaks not to men, but to God. For no one hears, but in the Spirit he utters mysteries. But the one prophesying speaks to men for edification and encouragement and consolation. The one speaking in a tongue edifies himself, but the one prophesying edifies the church. Now I desire you all to speak in tongues, but rather that you should prophesy. Now the one prophesying is greater than the one speaking in tongues, unless he should interpret, so that the church might receive edification. I was recording videos and editing old ones that he told me to share. I was up late, doing the videos, and not all it was about, he kept telling me over and over again, this is all mental game. Being tired is a mental game. Pain is a mental game. I knew all of those other ones. Death and the games and the schemes of the demons are mind games. I knew that, but didn't know that. Just like you know that now, but you don't know that now. That kind of thing, Yeah. Spirit sense, not common sense. We just need to connect to the Spirit that lives within us, His Spirit that lives within us. Because it's important, guys. We have to believe so that we can receive His gifts. We have to eagerly. Look, it's the first two. Come on. Earnestly pursue love and earnestly desire spiritual gifts, and especially that you might prophesy. That's number 1 in 1 Corinthians 1:1. KJV Strongs. So, to prophesy, to foretell prophecy is a fourth matter of divine teaching by special faculty. See, I need to make in a video is that there's some vocabulary words that are biblical that has been taken over by New Age, and I don't agree to allow them to have it. Just like for example, divine. I don't understand why they have that now. Or foretell. I don't understand why they have that. I don't understand why it's acceptable for it to be, them. Not them meaning you. I'm talking about the principalities and the authorities, powers that be, that is working that aspect of evil's department, whatever. Because it's not of God. It's not of God at all. There's a difference between a gift of knowledge and fortune telling. Because if you don't know who gives it to you and all you care about is getting the information correct, then yeah, the devil can do that for you. Satan, he's not even Satan. His demons can do that for you. His little minions can do that. His little fallen ones can do that for you. Yeah, anyway. But for them, they're finished, guys. And for you, come on. That's not worth it. These are all biblical things, and we give it over to the devil because we're afraid that it over. No, it's not. It's not evil to know, to be able to foretell, to prophesy. Look, it's a knowledge and wisdom that the Ruach can give you like that when you need it. And it's not for you to know, it's for that person to believe that there is a God that works through you. And I mean Yahweh. Our Elohim, Because when you allow the Ruach, your soul is saved, you're filled with wisdom, you're filled with knowledge. Not that you have knowledge, you have wisdom. No, you're gifted it. You don't get to carry it around like you can handle that. You're a human. You are someone who ought to be consistently busied with your repentance, because repentance is until your very last breath, guys. Anyway, but yeah, so there you go. Eagerly want spiritual gifts, prophecy, especially prophecy, because it says, look at that, the one who prophesies is greater than unless you interpret. Yeah. Anyway, but just read it, okay? I love you guys in Yahweh's name. In Yahusha's name. May Yahweh our Elohim's blessings, grace, and mercy be upon us all, always and in all ways.